Okay, model, so today we're going to do a bit of an inbox review of this new kit I just bought. This is the F-5E Tiger 2 fighter, and I'll show you the price tag up here. I've got this for $12.95. I've got a guy in Mackay here, he's just opened up a new model store, and he's doing some pretty good deals. So I've got this one here for $13, as you see. We've read some reviews on this kit. This is from Hobby Boss, 72nd scale, and it's supposed to be not a bad little kit for like the cheap price that it is. It's supposed to be quite a nice little representation of this aircraft. As far as the fit issues goes, apparently there's a couple of little fit issues, but we'll see that when we go to build this. So I'm going to do an inbox review of this, and I'm going to build it pretty much straight away because it's a fairly easy build, and I want to sort of get it built and put on the channel. So anyway, guys, there you can see the box art there. Absolutely beautiful box art. Actually, I'll turn this ring light off. Hopefully you can see a little bit better there. Absolutely beautiful box art. I just love the box art on this. It's actually what sort of sold me on the aircraft. When I seen the box art, I thought, oh yes, I want that, and I want that colour scheme. Or either that or the one in the background there, the two greys. But I really love this one in the front here. That's just beautiful, like that camo pattern on there. But as you see, it's quite a nice little deal. It's not an expensive kit by any means, but we'll see how it builds up. So on the box here, on the sides, we've got a couple of colour schemes there. And on the other side, we've got the other colour schemes on that side there. Okay. And first up, we'll have a look at the decals here. And I have actually had this open just to have a quick look at these guys. As you see, the decals here, they look quite nice. They've got all the full representations of the aircraft. And it looks like our gauges and all that sort of stuff, the panels inside are going to be with decals. I'm not sure if they're raised or I've got the detail built into the plastic. We'll see that as we go through the kit, but you can see you got all the panels there anyway. With these things here, because they're in black and white, we can see a little bit of red there, but if you look on the internet, you can find the actual dashes and stuff on these aircraft. If there's red or green gauges or whatever, you can actually put a little bit of clear red or green over that just to sort of colour those anyway if you want, if it's done with decals. But the decals, I can feel they're not raised. I can see a little bit of an edge around them, but they look like they're quite nice actually. But we'll have to see with decals. It's always seeing how they perform when you actually put them on the aircraft, but they do look quite nice on the packet there. Next we have our instruction sheet. On the front here, as always, I just wind the camera back out a little bit. Okay, on the front here, got a little bit of information about the kit, and like how to sort of treat it properly when you're putting it together as usual. And then we get straight into the building, guys. It's straight up. First one here, like normal aircraft, you're putting the interior together. It looks like it's quite nice actually. It's got some nice detail for 72nd scale. Like your seat goes together in 3 pieces. Got your joystick, your gauges, all that sort of thing. But we'll have to see when we look at the parts just how detailed those parts are when they put them together. And looks like it's a fairly simple build because you got the bottom half and then the top half's got the wings already joined to it, and it goes onto the bottom half. So it looks like it's a fairly simple build. Then your tail part goes on here. Onto our next step, and there's just like small details go on up here. And then we start doing our landing gear, which again, that's in 3 parts there. Now landing gear is one of those things, guys, you can do it as you're going through the instructions, or come back to that, like paint the fuselage, all that sort of stuff, and then come back and paint those separate and put them on afterwards, just so they're not something you can bump and knock off while you're actually painting the aircraft, which is something I sort of prefer to do. I'll paint those separate, put them on afterwards. The actual bays themselves, the same thing, you can paint those and then put the landing gear in. But our back landing gear here looks like it's only 2 parts, the landing gear and then the tyre goes on there. And then our flaps inside the actual housing. And then over here on this page we've got, okay, so you can actually have these folded up if you want to do it that way. It looks like everything here can be folded up and you have an interior, or you can have these things here sort of posed open so all the landing gear's out, so it's sitting on the runway. Then we've got our weaponry going on here, and these look like they're done, the actual armaments are actually in 1 piece, which is good because I mean, it makes it simple in 72nd scale. You haven't got seams to get rid of when you're putting them into 2 pieces. And then we've got our arms that they're hanging on. So looks like it's not too bad. This guy down here, the AIM-9, is in 2 pieces, actually 3, 4, 5 pieces. So it looks like it's going to be fairly delicate. As you can tell on 72nd scale, it's going to be fairly fine. So if you want to put them guys on, it's going to have to be a little bit careful. Then you've got those going onto the aircraft. Then over here we've got our refueling rods going on, our nose going on, and the canopy. And the canopy, obviously they've even got the piece here to have it posed open, which I love having the canopy posed open. If you're sitting on the runway, I'd love to have the canopy actually posed open. If there's enough detail on there to look inside, it's great to have it open. If it's too plain Jane, I'll probably have it shut so you can't see too much inside there. And then on the back page here, we've got all our parts call outs, our sprue call outs, even got our decals down here. So fairly simple sort of kit. And inside the instructions, you've probably seen this one I opened up. Here's our paint and decal call outs. And this is probably the guy I'm going to go with. Either this guy here or this guy here. I just love it. This one here, the 3 sandy tones, or this one here with the 3 sort of bluey grey tones. They're both beautiful looking aircraft. But I'm going to have to sort of think about it as I go through as to which one I want to do. Even this guy here, I love this sort of the dark grey patch out on the wings and over the top, and then the light grey around the outside. So I'm going to have to see, well, sort of decide as I'm building the kit as to which one I want to do. But they're all quite nice. This one here, again with the 2 greens and then the brown, the sand tone, I don't mind that, but it's probably not one I would pick. I actually think I'm going to go with this guy up here with all the sand colours. Very, very nice. But anyway, as I say, as I go through and build it, I'll find out what I want to do. I've had this one open, and I'm looking at the engraving on like the panel lines and stuff like that, and they do look a little bit heavy-handed. For something that is 72nd scale, they are quite severe. I could actually fill this all in and then go over and rescribe it, but honestly that's a lot of work. And I really want to do this as a out-of-box build, just to show you guys what it's like to build something. It's nice and cheap, should be easy to put together, it's quick, it's a fast build, and we'll see just, you know, what a nice job we can sort of do with something fairly cheap and simple like this. But like I say, just be aware the engravings are very severe for 72nd scale. I think they're just way overdone. I can see our dash over here, down here, and our side consoles, and the actual gauges are actually engraved in there. Like they're actually built onto the part, so you don't have to use the decals if you don't want to, and I probably will actually paint these rather than use the decals inside here. Just looks much better as far as I'm concerned. The seat looks quite nice, but again, all the panel engraving I see is just very severe, guys. Here's our fuel canister, and that's in 2 pieces, which didn't show that in instructions, which is a little bit odd, but it is actually in 2 pieces. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. And I can see a little bit of flashing around the wheels here, a little bit of flashing around these parts. So it's going to be a little bit of clean-up work, guys. It's not the cleanest mould I've ever seen, but I've seen worse as well. So, and we will get this guy out. Here's our clear parts, and they're actually really nicely done, guys. They're nice and clean. They're very simple aircraft like this. They're very simple. Like there's not a lot of canopy stuff on it. There's only one over the back here, one around the nose on the front piece, and our 2 landing light pieces in there as well. But they look quite nice. And this is our last sprue that I'll pull out of the plastic bag here and have a look. So this is the underside, and again the panel lines are pretty much way overdone. And again, here's our armaments and stuff like that done in 2 pieces, and it doesn't show that in instructions. It's quite weird that they're in 2 pieces, but it doesn't show on the instructions you have to put them together. Even the smaller bombs here, they're in 2 pieces. Again, doesn't show that in instructions, but that's just the way they are. The actual arms themselves, they're in 1 piece, thank goodness. We've even got a little pilot here. Now I definitely won't use this pilot. Hopefully you can see that he's really ugly. That's yeah, that's very unfortunate. He's very ugly. You'd have to do a lot of work to get that guy to look even close to fitting in that cockpit to look realistic. Got our catch hook there. But like I say, guys, look, there's a little bit of flash. The panel lines are overdone. You know, but for $13, it's a bargain. Honestly, it really is a bargain compared to, you know, like back when I first started modelling, like doing kits. To get this sort of detail in the kit, it was all raised panel lines and stuff like that, and yeah, it was a nightmare. So for $13, I think it's a bargain. We're just going to have to see how it goes together. But anyway, guys, that's about it, and hopefully you enjoyed this review. And like always, guys, if you're not subbed to the channel, please sub down below, hit like, leave a comment on anything you want to, and don't forget to support me on Patreon. I have got the Patreon link down there as well, so if you can support me on that, I'd really appreciate it, guys. But thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.